Alright, so started the day, went to the hardware store to get some sanding pads, which I did. I blew through these in like 2 seconds each. And some wipe-on poly. They didn't have anything like that or anything clear gloss. It was all satin or matte, and it was really expensive and very low. This is about half full, and I did my trunk, which I think is more wood than that's up there right now. So I think I might be able to get away with that. I laid it on really thick on that in the trunk too, so I think I'm good there. The stains that they had, I went through them, and I was happy with the one that I picked once again out of all the shades. And so I'm getting ready to do that. But first I just went around and sanded, cut all the nubs to the right length. They're all 1.5 inches right off the edge. Tried to put a bolt on and realized this one was bent as shit. So I was going to cut it off, ended up cutting another one. I ended up getting stuck and stripping the head, so I had to take that off. So I had to cut that one. Still have to cut this one off, but it seems to be holding in there pretty good for right this second. So I think I'm just gonna leave it alone for the minute. I ordered a bunch more of these. They are coming. As I was sanding, I managed to sand off the black on them, which is fine because I think the stain's gonna get them a little bit more. I'll make them black again anyways. But yeah, real smooth. Went over here, knocked a couple of these back down over about a half hour. If I were to go nuts, I'd make them all that exact length. It's like a chalk line. I might do that if I decide not to do the staining today. I'm feeling a little lazy after all this work, so we'll see. Alright, new plan. So after putting these guys in and ordering more in various different sizes, I've come to the realization that the 1.97 inch is perfect, the 3 inch is way too much, and the 2.5 inch is too much, or the 2 inch or whatever. So as you can see, it's the perfect length. I hacksawed this one, which was one of these guys. It's just too darn long, and so to save myself the time and the effort, I'm going to also take all of these off. I sanded off the numbers, so I'm going to renumber them and then take all of these off, all these bolts off and stuff, so I'm not riding around for like a week, because to order these smaller ones it's going to be about a week. So I'll roll with the top wood on, but I don't think I'm gonna. I might even stain and seal the top wood today. But first things first, I gotta get these guys off, because I don't want to drive around for a week with it possibly raining without these unprotected. Besides, that'll give me a chance to buy some sandpaper, sand all 4 sides, really try and make them look nice. Now that I got them all even, I know where they're gonna be. Holes are kind of in the same alignment. So alright, so I'm gonna take this off. Yep. Alright, they're all out. And I'm just gonna go through them, see which ones are look used but are still in decent shape. And then I will be returning those to Amazon. And I will be keeping the shorter ones that I just ordered. You can see the difference in the size there. Yeah. I thought I ordered even longer ones, but yeah. There's the 3 different sizes I was using. So I'm going to go ahead and send back what I can, save what I can. So they're all off here, free floating now. I'm going to take these off and sand this and then probably stain it. But yeah, got them all renumbered 1 through 16, so that's up. Time to come off. Alright, got them off. Just doing a quick look at, see how awful of a job I did as far as keeping the bolts below the The one, I almost didn't mention this because I'm a fucking idiot. But you can see where it went through there. First time I put it, and it was way above. You can see the outline of the washer. But as soon as I put a board on there, I realized there was a screw going right through that fucking same damn spot. So I had to move it over. That's why I wanted to do 4 and not 5. I don't know why. But that happened to be the perfect length for these guys. So I'm super happy with that. But now I'm going to sand them up, give them a quick once over, and stain them. Alright, got them all sanded down. Nice and smooth, man, at the corners. Got the tips looking all nice. Everything's beautiful and smooth, dusted off. Now it's ready to be stained. Alright, got them on there. Even managed to get these on there. I was surprised. It's as much wrenching down as I had to do. Not sure how well you can see these with all that backlight, but I think they came out awesome. See how dark the other kind of cedar is? They're very different ages. This is the stuff I got from the store. This was a fence over on the other side of the lake for 50 years. Boy, is that smooth. Feels good. Looks great. Yeah, I just gotta let that shit dry. May or may not polycoat it. It is 5 o'clock. I got a show across town at 8. Probably show up by 8:30, fashionably late. But right now, it's fucking looking good. I think they're looking good. I love the two-tone cedar. Love it. Love it. Alright. I figured I'd start this video with a nice walk through the woods. So I awkwardly see some people on the trail. Came down to the hardware store, but the hardware store isn't open for half an hour. But I happen to know just across the street from the hardware store there's this lovely trail. So watch out for people on bikes going 800 miles an hour. This goes up to a pretty major intersection. It's a nice Sunday morning. It's 9:30. Surprised those guys aren't open. Little neighborhood hardware store like that. Yep. Alright, I thought I walked this way for like 15 minutes. Passed enough people. But it's only been 7 minutes. So I'm gonna turn around and go back the other way. See you on the flip side. It's a beautiful day. Alright, so today's project begins with sanding these guys. I was at the hardware store, I picked up some of these fine sanding squares, so I'll be doing that. Went down to the hardware store this morning because it's beautiful outside. Took one of my D-rings with me to try and find some back brakes, because I want these to be my main links for the ratchet straps. So these dudes, but I don't want to just put it directly into the wood like that. I want to have something backing it on the other side of the wood, and the closest thing I could find with the right spacing was this guy. He's 90 degrees, so I'm just going to literally cut it just like that. And I have one here, one here. There's 4 of these in here, and I need 4 for the top of the car, so I'll be able to double these up, and I'll be pretty good and strong on those. What I'd gone down for was black washers, because my new hardware came in, brand spanking new. And I also got some black nuts here. Stick with the darker color motif thing going on here. I don't know if you can see it, but one of those actually sticks up. So my plan today was to try and file that guy down, and this one over here too. Probably replace these with black ones because I only need 60 and I have 100. So yeah, for right now I'm going to start by sanding these down, getting them nice and get all the dirt off them and whatnot. Figure out someplace. I'll probably end up stacking them on that, move that out into the garage or out in the driveway, and then flame them out there. If I flame them, we'll see. We'll see. The first one done. That 24 seconds for you was 24 minutes for me, but it looked great. Managed to get the edges good and down. Gonna hold off on sanding them until, yeah, I don't know. Gotta figure out some way of marking these other than just a little thing, maybe a little notch or something. One of them's gonna have 16 notches in it. Yeah, for right now I'm just gonna keep sanding. They look great, they feel great. Excited to continue on. Well, I just got done with my 2, 4, 6, 7th ones, and my 8th one. Which puts me at the yield halfway mark when I'm done with this guy. Oof. This is taking forever. I'm not cutting corners, but I'm definitely not being like immaculate on each one. I want to try and finish this shit today, you know? These are all finally done sanded. Oh man. I put the on the inside, I wrote it twice down here what number board they are, and twice on the upper part too. A couple times I accidentally wrote them on the upside. That kind of sucked, but alright. Gonna get these guys cleaned off, and yeah, battery's about to die on the phone here. I want to get these cleaned off and stained. Maybe I'll plug my phone in. Yeah, and get these cleaned off. Yeah. Alright, got that first coat on. Just kind of went over it. nice and heavy and thick, and then I just kind of went back over it with a second dry brush, really lightly, just kind of getting out any kind of bubbles or any kind of weirdness. Jesus, big boat. Right. Just got back from work. It's been about 24 hours. They're still a little tacky, especially on the underside. It's not really smearable, but I'm definitely getting some on my hands here. I'm just gonna quickly do the bottom sides. The top sides came out great. They look fine. No problems. I just flipped them all over, and I'm gonna put a quick coat on the underside of them. Normally I give a shit about this, but since it's underneath and no one will ever see it, it just needs to be brown, it doesn't need to stand out, so that's all I care about. So I'm just going to do a quick coat of this, and that's it for tonight. It's the only thing I'm working on this. Let's give it another 24 hours of curing. Alright, so just got done making that little shelf, just so I could have an actual work area over here. Just threw something together real quick, nothing fancy. Then I wanted to hop back over here because I put way too much on this shit. I really wanted to soak it in. I knew I was gonna have to sand it, so I wanted to really soak it in, but damn if I didn't put a lot on this. So yeah, I knew I was gonna have to basically break these apart, which I did have to do. But yeah, first it turned out alright, and I was kind of thinking about leaving them, but I did want to sand them again. I was like, but then since I found that a lot of them have stuff like this, not much I can do except for sand it. So what I did is broke out the old 60 Diablos here, and that just blew that varnish right off of there. Yeah, now I gotta switch gloves. But yeah, this thing then I just hit it up with 120. Kind of got this cool look to it. Probably gonna restain it really thinly. Thinking about doing these one by one as opposed to doing just a whole all at once. Yeah, I don't know, I have to see, but this took me about 4 minutes. Just quickly went over it, got most of the heavy stuff off. This is one of the worst ones, so, but it is kind of cool looking. I mean, see it in the daylight. Looks like I burnt it and then sanded it. This is kind of what I was going after anyway, so alright, continuing. Alright, so I got 9 of the 16 ready to be sanded with 120. As you can still see, I still have 6 over here. And I have 6 and 9. I feel like I'm missing one. Yeah, so it's gonna keep on keeping on. It's still pretty early, it's only like 3 o'clock, so enjoy another time lapse. Had those on so long, my glasses are digging into the side of my head. Oh, this guy. Alright, got everything sanded down. Oh, I knew I'd forget the last one. Got everything sanded down except for this end and the other end back down to 120. Feels great. Everything else is down here. It's all ready to get stained. I just gotta wipe it off with a towel. I'm going to vacuum up this stuff. And yeah. I got 6 done, looking pretty good. Really like a nice thin coat. It's a beautiful brown color. I got all the sides. I haven't got bottoms yet. I'm just doing the nice and slow. Nice and slow, trying to do it perfect this time. Whoops. As you can see by the empty work table, I have completed my task. All 16 are looking pretty good. This one looks a little suspect. I tried brushing it down a little more. Didn't really do much. I might have to resand it and restain it. Not a big deal, but I'm really happy with the rest of them. The way they came out. A couple of them look really cool. Like really cool. This one. That looks really cool. It's a good board. But yeah, they're all nice. Looking great. Now I just gotta throw them on that thing. I'm gonna look at them in the daylight though, see how good it looks. But for now, I am done working on that project for tonight because I have got to get something to eat and something to sleep. So I think this will probably end up being the end of video number 3, and then I'll do the rest, the finishing job for video number 4. I didn't really want to stretch it out to 4, but 4 it is. So, alright, till that time. But I have to go do something for work for 10 days, so it's going to be a while. Yay! And I did get all the ends.